Hello subscribers and non-subscribers, and welcome back to Let's Play Star Trek Online as a TOS Federation character. One thing I want to go ahead and mention real quick, well, because technically it's two things real quick before we go and get started. I have replaced the ship we were flying, the Pioneer class, mostly because I just didn't really feel like flying it. I had originally intended to replace it with the, I believe it's the Paladin class. Let me go ahead and double check that real quick. Let me also open my inventory so the frame rate doesn't tank here in the premium store. Yes, the Paladin class is the one that I had originally intended to replace the ship we were flying with, but we would be flying around with the Ranger skin. However, interestingly enough, apparently, before you go to the future and start in 2410, you're not actually allowed to claim the Paladin class and use the Ranger skin. I am allowed, however, because I guess Cryptic sort of fixed it, but not completely, maybe. I'm able to claim a whole bunch of the Jem'Hadar Vanguard ships. I'm able to claim the legendary TOS. I'm able to claim the temporal 31st century ships. Don't know if I can fly these and the Jem'Hadar ones. They might have fixed flying them, but I think you can, evidently you can at least claim them. I don't know about the TOS. I have not checked that, and frankly I don't care enough to check it either. But yeah, they're inconsistent when it comes to what ships you can claim and fly in the various eras. Because I know as Discovery, I can claim a whole bunch more of these ships compared to what I can claim here. So that's just the thing. As a result, the only TOS ship that I'm able to claim, or that I was able to claim rather, to fly ended up actually being the, and I opened the wrong menu, the legendary Connie. So that's what we're flying. We're going to be flying the legendary Miracle Worker light cruiser, with it being the USS Kongo NCC 1710. I did go and check Memory Alpha to, see what sort of Constitution classes we had, and well, they listed a Constitution class of the USS Kongo NCC 1710. Recall correctly, this is not one that was ever actually seen on screen officially. It's on a screen in the background. That just lists a whole bunch of Constitution class ships apparently, and one of them was the USS Kongo NCC 1710. So that's how we chose that name. But let's go ahead and get started with our first official mission of In the Shadow of Cestus. An uneasy truce allows the Federation of the Gorn Hegemony to explore the worlds of Edron IV in peace. But can the truce last?
Ever hear of Edron IV? Jim Kirk got into a tussle with a Gorn there and barely lived to tell the tale. Both the Gorn and the Federation have teams there now. I'd like you to back our people up in case the Gorn decide to engage in a little cowboy diplomacy.
That I can do. Admiral Garrett.
Stay safe out there.
And I forgot you are not allowed to transwarp. So we're gonna have to fly there. And we're gonna get a loading screen that is gonna take an age and a half, so that's a thing. Play some Jeopardy music in the background as we wait for this to eventually start loading. And then once it does start, there we go. It'll go relatively quickly. It's just some of these loading screens, they take forever to get started. Welcome to the Sol System. All visitors to Earth's space dock are required to fly close enough to the station for our tractor beams to lock onto your ship. Our automated systems will notify you when you're in position. Thank you, Earth Space Dock Operations. I don't care to talk to you. I have other things I need to deal with, namely, I should have done this off screen, but let's go ahead and just take care of it real quick because it won't take very long. Create an actual freaking layout. I don't think I have any space abilities of my own right this second that I can actually put on here. Nope, I do not. Nice little simple name, and let's depart system. Also, I see we have the Vulcans flying around in their ancient ships, because that is actually a fairly ancient ship, relatively speaking. I say ancient, I guess it's only about 100 years old. More than that, actually, presumably, because it was probably in service for a good little while back in the Enterprise era. And that's an Enterprise era Vulcan ship they were flying around in. So yeah, no.
Hunter, welcome aboard. I'm Security Chief Tarsi. Settling in okay?
It's going to take a little getting used to.
I can imagine. You'll be working with me in security, so if you need anything...
Thanks, Chief. I appreciate it.
Hey, don't mention it. Us red shirts stick together, right?
Right. You can count on me, Chief.
But Tarsi, you're not wearing a red shirt. You're wearing gold. You do know that, right? I suppose technically... Oh, damn it, game. I suppose technically you would maybe be wearing red, actually. Memory serves me, TOS tactical is both operation, or red is both tactical and operations. Gold is supposed to be purely for command. But I suppose if you're supposed to be my chief of security, you would maybe be wearing a yellow command uniform instead of a red, like the other security guys. So I'm not actually sure what you would be wearing in this case. Because Scotty wore red, but I think he was only chief engineer. I'm trying to think of who was supposed to be like chief tactical on the Enterprise in the original series. I want to say Sulu for some reason. I think Chekhov was navigation. Or Khan, or whatever. So I think Sulu might have been tactical. And he wore a gold. So yeah, again, Tarsi, in that case, again, you're not a red shirt. So I don't know why you were saying us red shirts need to stick together. Because it's not actually applicable to you, because you're not wearing red. But whatever. And I really wish I could access the events tab so I could actually slap some decent freaking gear on this ship. Rather than all the admittedly crap starter gear that it's gonna have for now. Because there's really nothing I can do about it. I can't swap out the warp core for something actually good. Because I can't access the event menu. Used to be able to access it through here. But then they gave us a new menu. And no longer allowed to do that. So here we are, we're approaching Edron 4. Sorry if while I'm speaking you hear a fan in the background. Again, as per usual, I have to close the door to minimize background noise, but then it gets hot in the room and so I need to turn the fan on. And even though it's not pointed directly at me, it's probably getting picked up by my microphone. So, Edron is a G-type star that until 2267 had 3 planets. Edron 4 is a Class L planet created by the enigmatic race known as the Metrons to resolve a conflict between the UFP and the Gorn. Let's begin in the shadow of Cestus. Lieutenant, we're reading several Gorn ships on our sensors as well as the USS Zhang-He. The Zhang-He is hailing us now. On screen.
Welcome to Edron 4. I'm Bridget McKinnon, CO of the USS Zhang-Ha. Glad you could join us. My science teams are on site and conducting initial surveys. Apparently, this place is quite the geological marvel. We're not the only ones present, though. Our friends from the Gorn hegemony aren't terribly chatty, but so far they're keeping the peace.
Okay, it's the Zhang-Ha. I never would have gone with Ha, personally. Zhang I can get. Ha, not really. But whatever. How can we help, Captain?
Well, I'm sure my people wouldn't mind an extra hand down there on the geological marvel. Feel free to join the party.
I'll send a team to the surface then. Kongo out. Captain, the Gorn are scanning us. They might not be talkative, but they are curious about us. Orders? Maintain course. Steady as she goes, Helm. Recommend caution when dealing with the Gorn, sir. They can be easily provoked. I'll make note of that, Tarsi. Who I believe is still an ensign. No. Lieutenant junior grade. I couldn't recall what the exact rank was. I was thinking ensign for whatever reason. We've entered the orbit of Edron 4.
Room to bridge. The geological team, supplies, and gear are ready to beam down to Edron 4.
As I was saying, we've entered the orbit of Edron 4, Captain. Very good. Stand by for transport. Let's beam down an engineering team. Lowering shields for transport. Lieutenant, I'm detecting some unusual energy signatures in orbit near Edron 4. Recommend we perform a deep scan of each. They could be hazardous. Agreed. Helm, bring us into sensor range. Just past the Gorn battleship and the Gorn frigate. I don't recall if that frigate's actually available at all in a playable form. And that battleship I'm 99% certain is not. But the frigate I'm not 100% certain on. And then the Zhangha is a Daedalus, which we could have in theory also flown if we were allowed to claim the tier 6 version and then use the TOS skin on. But we can't. Because Cryptic is, well, a little cryptic, it seems, when it comes to determining what ships are claimable before you go to the future. Let's perform an orbital scan. Strange. For a moment there, what have you got? It's nothing, Captain. Thought I was picking up an impulse drive. False alarm. I'll recalibrate their sensors. Don't want to be jumping at shadows here. Very well. Carry on. Captain, the science and engineering teams indicate they have made it to the surface and made contact with the science team from the Zhangha. The rest of the landing party is standing by in Transporter Room 1. They're ready to beam down when you are. Energize. You just told me that, Tarsi. You don't need to tell me twice.
Ah, there you are. Better late than never, huh? Ensign Skavron, Starfleet Corps of Engineers. Lovely planet we've got here. Charming, even, if you're fond of heat and rocks. Still, it's not a complete wash. To say this place is mineral-rich would be an understatement.
What's your background, Scarvin?
My first assignment out of the Academy was on Vulcan, working at a geothermal power site in Shikar. Great people, the Vulcans. Good at arguments, though all the logic comes off a little dry for my tastes. This is my first deep space assignment, and I'm damn glad for it. Hope we're going to travel to more than desert worlds, though. I hear Ryza's nice this time of year.
And for some reason I read his name wrong. I said Scarvin, but it's Scavron. So I hear. Glad to have you aboard, Ensign. Go ahead and take some mineral samples. Also,
My tricorder's showing some interesting mineral formations beyond this ridge.
Okay, you do you. Relatively, I should have done this off screen. Where is it? Name 4 of those.
This looks like a good place to start our scans.
Oh, okay. Right up here. I'm like, okay, you're not giving me the prompt to scan.
Nice to see a report was spot on for once. The mineral deposits here are remarkably pure.
Nice to know, Scavron.
This carbon deposit is unusually pure. Apparently the Metrons don't prepare half-rate planets.
Evidently not. Somebody else decided to double check my scans, apparently. Apparently they decided my scans aren't good enough.
Whoever gets the mineral rights to this planet will be pleased. Very pleased indeed.
Not going to double check that scan? Okay, that's fine.
My readings indicate there might be dilithium on this planet. I'll need to take more scans to be sure.
I heard that double checking in my scans, right as I was about to say not going to double check that. I think it's Hunter. I'm blaming Hunter because it sounds like it's coming from his side. But he's not playing the animation.
The variety of minerals in the topsoil alone is astounding.
Actually, I think it might be both Hunter and Scavron. But again, they're not playing the animation. Yeah, both of them are doing it, but neither are playing the actual animation.
Either my tricorder's broken, or the soil here has an amazingly high concentration of sulfur.
Ugh, my nose told me that long before your tricorder, Ensign. Phew.
What the? Mortar fire? We'd better head back to... Whoa! The mortars have closed off the pass! We can't reach the camp! Who would do this?
Look! Over there!
It's the Gorn!
The Gorn in their plastic costumes. Which, I mean, I do like that they, did actually go with screen accurate for this era Gorn. Even if they look ridiculous. One of the Gorn ships just exploded. They're blaming us and attacking our forces on the surface and in orbit. Captain McKinnon tried to explain, but they aren't responding to any hails. We're defending ourselves and the Kongo's shields are up, which means we can't beam you back to the ship. Afraid you're on your own for now. Understood. We'll find a way back.
Over there! There might be a way out of this infernal canyon further down the valley.
I have no idea who else Sorik is. He's apparently just some random Vulcan, I believe he was. On my ship. Which is interesting because, typically they just go with a generic name, like Ensign. When it's just some generic person on your ship. I'll try not to spam the fire button so that, it actually plays the frickin' shooting animation all the way.
We need a way out of this canyon, and I'm thinking that big rock up there is it. With a little Federation ingenuity, we can topple this rock with a makeshift bomb. Once it's down, we can walk across it and get back to camp before the Gorn use the Zhang Ha's science team as target practice.
And where will we find this bomb, Ensign?
Have you read Captain Kirk's report on this place? We have all the materials we need here to make bombs. They won't be pretty like me, but they'll get results. If you can collect the materials, Ensign Hunter and I will work out where to place the explosives. We're going to need at least 3 bamboo containers, sulfur, potassium nitrate, and coal.
Normally you guys don't read the green bits. I was about to say, Scaverin, that entirely depends upon who would describe you as pretty. But let's do this.
Behind us!
Okay, let's see. We got our first thing of coal right over here. Let's say first thing. We only need one thing of coal. Get the sulfur we need. And potassium nitrate over there. And then some bamboo off to our right. One bamboo. Two bamboo. And 3 bamboo. Okay, I'm guessing in theory he threw a rock, but the game didn't, actually play the animation. Hey, Scaverin? How are we gonna do this exactly?
Right. Ensign Hunter and I will construct the bombs we need to bring down this rock across the canyon. That's the easy part. It's up to you to keep those angry Gorn off us while we work. Hope you're a good shot.
Understood. Work quickly, Ensign.
Well, at least the Gorn are punctual. Keep them off us!
Theory, I should be saying work quickly, ensigns, because, both of them are
Press
ensigns.
that coal up good, Hunter. Not like that. Finer. Careful with that. Potassium nitrate can react explosively with these materials.
Kind of figured there's a reason why we got it.
Done! Now let's get these bombs in place.
Of course, they make me place them.
We're just about done.
But you're already done. Oh, and it actually takes away a charge from over there. I never noticed that before.
The bombs are primed to blow. We should move to a safe distance.
You don't say, Ensign. I want to run a little bit faster.
Fire in the hole!
Also, I'm not sure if it actually would have fallen exactly like it does there. I think it might have been more inclined to fall straight down and then fall off to, or fall over off to the right over here, where it's not helpful to us. But, plot. I gotta go over here, and then I can... don't fall off. I don't recall if there's any, special things you can find at all during any of these missions. I don't think there is, because this guy's not a temporal agent. Because they haven't reran that recruitment in, well, I think ever, actually. They might have done it once. I'm not sure. But yeah, I don't have a temporal agent. Because I had more or less taken a break from Star Trek Online around the time in which they...
Looks like some Gorn came through here. We better hurry.
In which they originally added TOS Fed as a faction. I think I made TOS Fed, like near the end of when they were running that recruitment event, but I didn't finish the tutorial. Because it was late and I had other shit I had to deal with, so I thought I had time to go and finish it like the day after or whatever, but no, I ended up doing it, like making the character literally like the day right before the event ended. Or that recruitment event ended, so I never got a temporal character. I have like 4 different frickin' deltas.
Thank you. Things were looking pretty grim there for a moment. The Gorn. They kept saying the deaths of their people would be avenged, but we didn't do anything. I haven't fired a phaser since the Academy.
You're safe now, Doctor. Join your people in the shuttle and head back to the Zhengha. Glad you're in one piece, Captain. It's clear up here for the moment. Transporters are standing by. Beam us up. Another slow to start loading screen. Because of course, you gotta have a couple of these. There we go. And then it's gonna speed up. Looks like the Gorn have exercised the better part of valor, Captain, but the Zhengha's in rough shape. Captain McKinnon is hailing us now. On screen.
Good to hear from you. Thank you for saving my people.
No thanks needed, Captain. What's your status?
We're making repairs, but it'll be some time before our engines are back online.
We'll head to your position. Maybe we can get you up and running faster. Fly off to the Zhengha. Do a little stint of full impulse. Get us there just a tad bit faster.
We're picking up Gorn warp signatures on our long-range sensors here. They're coming back!
Helm, put us between the Zhengha and the Gorn.
Warning, ship is under attack.
That's doing nothing. There we go. That's a little more like it.
Thanks for covering us. The Gorn would have made short work of my ship otherwise. I owe you one.
How are the repairs coming?
Slow but steady. Our warp drive is still disabled, but we're making progress.
We have some spare supplies we can beam over to assist you.
Thanks. I hate to ask, but something's bothering me. We picked up strange energy readings before the attack. It could be nothing.
Send your data to us. I'll have some of my crew take a look.
Sending it now. I'd start with the debris of the Gorn ship that was destroyed. There might be a clue there.
Acknowledged. Stay safe, Captain. And full impulse. Stop. Investigate debris.
Captain, the crew of the Zhengha were onto something. I ran a deep scan analysis of the Gorn debris, and the results are damned peculiar.
Go on.
Gorn ships aren't as tough as a Tellarite design, but our scaly friends know a thing or two about hull plating. Whoever fired this shot knew exactly where to hit them.
Can you tell who did it?
Not with the data we have now, but the science team just found another strange energy reading nearby.
Let's see what's out there, Helm. Set a course. Okay, game, I'm inside the circle. There we go. Scan the anomaly.
Picking up debris from the Gorn ship, and some trace elements of weapons-grade plasma. Sir, I know who did this. It's the Romulans.
Romulans? Are you sure?
I'll shave my eyebrows if I'm wrong. It's the Romulans, I'm sure of it. There's more bad news. The Gorn are coming back, weapons hot. Orders?
Red alert. Tactical, target their subsystems to disable them.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
It's the same ship as before. Doesn't look like they're back at full strength, though.
Target's shields have failed.
Come on, disable. There we go. This is the frigate, right? Yeah.
We thought we could share this space equally, Federation. Your unprovoked act of aggression against our research vessel tells me otherwise.
Captain, we have data that proves the Romulans attacked that ship.
I see no Romulans, only Federation ships. Do you think me a fool, Captain?
I'm sending data that exonerates us.
Most convenient, Captain. But I am unconvinced. Produce these Romulans that you claim destroyed our ship, or prepare to pay for your crimes.
Okay, Scaven signals us.
Captain, I've got an idea. If we can generate a charged particle burst, we might overload their cloak.
Make it happen, Scaven.
You're quite the clever one, Captain. Too clever, I'm afraid. No one can know of our actions here today. Your death, while regrettable, is necessary.
You know, I kind of expect them to release a legendary Klingon pack. Either for this next anniversary, the 11th one, or at the end of Year of Klingon, which I think would be sometime in like June, July-ish time frame. I would really love for their D7 to include the Romulan skin as well of the Ken Cruiser, which is literally just a D7 for the model. I would love to see that. I don't expect it to be the case, if I'm being honest. I really don't. But I would love for it to be the case. We'll see about that.
Ship is under attack. Shields have failed.
Oh yeah, we're just gonna wreck these Rommies. Speaking of Rommies, I did think of naming this ship the Andromeda Ascendant, but I decided not to. You know, well, with us getting sent about 300 years, almost. I guess more like 230-ish or so. Into the future.
Well fought, Federation. The hegemony will remember the Romulan treachery today, and your assistance in exposing it. I propose we continue our joint surveys of Edrin 4 under a mutual non-aggression pact.
I don't think. This is what, like 2270-ish? The game for the main story is 2410. The math right there? Not quite. Not quite. It's more like 130 years. 140-ish, something like that. Whatever. Doesn't really matter. Like I said, I did think of potentially naming this ship the Andromeda Ascendant as a reference to another Gene Roddenberry series, but I decided against doing that. Perhaps one day we will explore together.
So there was another player on the field. Nice work out there, Captain. We'll be heading for the closest starbase soon, but we'll be back to finish our work here, along with the Gorn, I'll wager. I think the Romulans will take a pass, though.
And with good reason. Good luck, Captain. All decks have reported in. The Kongo is ready to disembark on your order. Take us out, Helm. Warp 3. And we'll just warp through their debris. Because why not?
Good to hear from you. I've read Captain McKinnon's report. Sounds like things got a little rough on Edron 4. Still, the diplomatic corps thinks your actions will make a difference in future talks with the Gorn. Well done.
Thank you.
Stay safe.
Congratulations, Lieutenant.
I will. Yeah. So, that is going to be it for this mission. Next time, we will be doing Painful Omens. Go ahead and... Want to sell that? No, actually, some of it's worth kind of keeping, and that's not actually a shield spot. I'm putting it in the wrong spot. And Tarsi, you can have that crappy shield. That is actually crap. Yeah, that's fine. Get rid of that, I don't care for it. I don't care for the Type 1 either. That's all fine. Okay, so Scavren, and god, the game is a little buggy. I've noticed this recently when it comes to stations where it will refuse to show you the abilities that they have sometimes. I don't know why, it just does. So that is going to be our layout. I don't think I got any new abilities myself. Not yet, yep. Do I actually get any of my own abilities? Level 7. Okay, that's fine. I believe we will actually probably be over level 10. I never noticed that before. Painful Omens has a higher minimum rank than any of the missions that follow it. That is very weird. Okay. For some reason that's the case. It's not important, but for some reason it is. Like I said, that'll be it for this part. I will see you all next time. Quick reminder, I do have Patreon and I do have a Discord. You can find links to those down in the description below. The Discord is my go-to place for posting channel happenings, such as not being able to record for a week, or whatever the case may be. So I highly recommend joining the channel so you can stay updated on that type of stuff. As for the Patreon, if you enjoy the content of the channel, that's the best way to help support the channel. Allows me to be able to dedicate more time to creating this content, as well, because it allows me to, one, show that there is actually an interest in it beyond just the periodic views that I get, because it's actually monetary compensation in a sense for doing it. But it also allows me to have a little bit more leeway when it comes to spending money on buying games or computer hardware or whatever to allow me to continue creating the content. So that'll be it for this part. I will see you all next time. Like I said, we will be doing Painful Omens. I was about to say Omens of Pain for some reason. I mean, the same sort of meaning, but, you know, not quite the same thing. So yes, I'll see you all next time. But until then, goodbye and live long and prosper.